Capturing belts in both the light welterweight and lightweight divisions, Teofimo Lopez has proven himself to be a dangerous man in the ring. He uses an orthodox puncher style, using a strong jab to set up powerful straights to the head and body. And with 19 wins, 13 coming by knockout, and just one loss, his style is clearly one that most people can't keep up with. And in this video, we'll be taking a look at the American's most impressive displays of speed and power. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. Lopez versus Jones. In his Madison Square Garden performance against Vitor Jones, Teofimo displayed the power in his right hand as early as round 1. In the very first moments of the fight, Teofimo landed a stunning right hook on the temple of Jones, causing him to fall to the canvas in an instant. For a moment, it looked like he was going to get up. But then, the power of Lopez caught up to Jones, and he began rolling on the floor in agony, unable to continue. Lopez proceeded to celebrate with a Fortnite-inspired dance. Whilst this might not have been the most sportsmanly thing to do, this fight showed that Lopez has a detonator in his right hand, one which can go off at any moment. Lopez versus Rivas. Lopez took a little longer to find the knockout against Ronald Rivas. It took him a total of 2 rounds to put his opponent to bed, and the way in which he did this was absolutely stunning. Before landing the knockout, Teofimo showed some slick defensive skill on the back foot, flipping and rolling a nasty-looking 3-punch combo from Rivas. He then switched angle and landed a picture-perfect left hook on the temple of his opponent. This sent Rivas to another dimension, and he was unable to get to his feet for some time. Doctors had to be called in to ensure that Rivas was okay from this monstrous blow. There's no doubt about it, this was one of the American's most impressive wins, and he was able to showcase the speed and power of a world champion. Lopez versus Menard. Mason Menard became another victim of the Lopez highlight reel in 2018 during their bout in Madison Square Garden. And this knockout took the young American just 44 seconds to execute. After a brief back and forth in the early stages of the fight, Lopez loaded up and landed a powerful overhand right over the guard of Menard. After a slightly delayed reaction, Menard was knocked out while standing up and fell to the ground in a static position. The fall looked as painful as the punch, and Menard was seen writhing on the floor in an unconscious state. When Menard finally regained consciousness, he looked extremely confused and required extensive medical attention. This knockout displayed Lopez's dangerous combination of speed and power, allowing him to set up deadly shots at any moment. Lopez versus Magdaleno. After winning his belts against Silva and Menard, Lopez proved the doubters wrong with his title defense win against Diego Magdaleno. In the 7th round, Teofimo would go on to deliver one of the most brutal knockouts the boxing world has ever seen, landing 2 left hooks in quick succession. The combination put Magdaleno on the floor for several minutes, and as soon as that second hook landed, Teofimo went into celebration mode. This unbelievable knockout demonstrated 2 things. First, it showed that Lopez was one of the strongest boxers in the division. It also cemented Lopez as one of the best punchers in our generation, which is some achievement for such a young fighter. Lopez versus Comey. In 2019, The Takeover would add another sensational knockout to his highlight reel in his epic bout with Richard Comey. The fight lasted just 2 rounds, during which Lopez dominated every single second. The knockout came via a sharp overhand right that Manny Pacquiao would be proud of. The sheer power of the shot caused Comey to wobble into the referee before falling to the ground. Comey managed to get up, but he didn't make it to the end of the round. As soon as the fight resumed, Lopez unloaded the clip onto Comey, landing 3 left hooks to the head before landing a flurry of rights and lefts, eventually putting Comey out for good. Usually a fighter has speed or power, but this fight showed that Lopez's power does not wane as he throws shots faster. He truly is a master puncher. Lopez versus Lomachenko. Vasily Lomachenko is undeniably one of the best boxers of our generation. The way that he moves, changes angles, and lands lightning-fast combinations is truly stunning. As such, when Lopez entered the ring with the Ukrainian, many thought that he would suffer defeat. Well, he proved the doubters wrong and showed that he could outbox the boxer and land a unanimous decision win. Throughout the bout, Lopez established himself with the jab, pushing the Ukrainian back with stiff straight combinations. He also made use of volume punching, particularly in the early stages of the fight, helping him to put rounds in the bank and secure a decision victory. This fight may have not been the most exciting if you're a Lopez fan, because it didn't end in a knockout. However, what this fight did display was Lopez's ability to box with one of the world's best boxers and use his speed and power to carry him to the final bell. Lopez vs. Totley. Lopez displayed his insane speed and power yet again in 2019 in his bout against Edis Totley. It took just 5 rounds for Lopez to figure his opponent out and send him to the floor, and the way in which he did so was staggering. Unlike most knockouts, this finish came from a body shot. Lopez set up the shot perfectly with a jab before driving his backhand into the stomach of Totley. This immediately stunned Totley, and he was unable to beat the count. Every time you watch this knockout, you can feel it yourself. Lopez vs. Compa. After his unanimous decision win against Lomachenko and a loss to George Gambosos Jr., Lopez was only looking for one thing in his fight with Pedro Compa: a knockout. And he didn't fail to deliver. His speed and power were seen from the first moments of the fight as he peppered Compa with straight punches from range. Throughout the fight, Lopez's defense was the star of the show. He consistently evaded Compa's dangerous combinations before coming back with his own counters. And in round 7, the Lopez right hand found a target. After dodging and weaving Compa's shots with ease, Lopez fired back with uppercuts and hooks. This sent Compa to the ropes. Lopez stalked his prey, landing multiple right hooks on his opponent's temple. The ref had seen enough and caused a stop to the contest before Compa was hurt badly. Ultimately, Teofimo Lopez is, without a doubt, one of the best boxers in the world right now. He isn't undefeated, and a few decisions that he's won were shaky to say the least. However, his speed and power are undeniable, and only a fool would bet against him in the ring. Let us know in the comments who you'd like to see Lopez face next, and we'll see you in the next video, fight fans.